dear viewer, welcome to How We Met Show here at Church of Uganda Family TV. My beautiful name is Claire Bwenje, your world's favorite host. Welcome, and thank you so much for joining in, and thank you for loving the How We Met Show here at Church of Uganda Family TV. Today, I bring you an amazing couple. They are here to tell us the story of how and when they met. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me. Welcome Timothy and Aidah. Let them tell us the story of how they met. Let's welcome them, the How We Met Show way of Pa La 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 La. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Happy to have you on the show.
Thank you.
How are you? Hi, Timothy.
Hi.
Hi, Aidah.
Hi.
Please say hello to the viewers and then we'll start the show.
Hello, viewer. Good evening. Thank you for tuning in, and we are very happy to be here as the Wandabwas.
Wow, I was waiting for that name. Yeah, please, Timothy, say hello to the viewer.
Hello viewers, it's an honor to be here and to speak to you. I pray that you will be blessed as you listen in and as you watch. God bless you.
Amen. Amen. So, before we even dig deep into this whole thing of how you met, how long have you been married? What makes you look this good, Aidah? Yeah, tell us how long you've been married, how many children you have, all those things we need to know.
Okay. We are 6 years in marriage and almost 3 months. Yes. I am a mother of 3. Yes, we have 3 babies. One is 5, the first one. The second one is 3 years, and the third is almost 5 months.
Nakawele. And you're looking this good.
Yes.
Ochkolota, by the way. Ochkolota, by the way.
Yes, it is support system. He's my greatest support system.
Oh, Timothy, well done. You need to tell the gents out there. Okay.
Yes. I'm not just saying it, but it's the truth. He really supports me in things of motherhood. He's made motherhood easy for me. Yeah, I think I'm at peace.
Amen.
Generally, I'm at peace, and I'm enjoying whatever that marriage has brought to me. I think I'm enjoying it. The bad and the good, yeah, they all work out for the good of those who love the Lord.
Amen.
Yeah, I'm at peace. I think that's the most important thing. Yeah.
So Timothy, the big man in this whole thing. Did you learn all these things? Were you taught how to treat Aidah? Or how to take care of the children? How did you really?
The biggest thing is from my upbringing. Most times at home, our parents were always present.
Amen.
But the biggest part is I looked up to what my dad always kept on doing. He always prepared us to go to school, like teaches you how to do things. This is how you polish, this is how you dress up. And so growing up looking at my dad is a clergyman. He's a retired reverend. And my mom used to work in the corporate office, that is post office. So I had more time with dad at home, him doing work and talking to us, and always saying, you know what, you always have to give a hand when you grow up sometime. This thing is not just for your wife, or he always encouraged us that it will be our part to support. So it's something that I grew up looking forward to. It just didn't take me by surprise. It's just something I looked forward to doing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well done. Still at that, what's your advice to maybe the young married out there, the gents, or what would you tell your child, your boy right now?
My biggest encouragement or advice would be to embrace teamwork. Teamwork is the biggest thing that you can do as a couple, because if I know we live in a world where they say there are roles for men and women, but we are now living in a dynamic world where if one person is occupied with this, you help with this. If the other is occupied with this, you help with this. So the biggest thing for me is teamwork. Just embrace teamwork and support each other.
Wow. Hand claps. Well said. I like Aidah. Yeah. She says. So now straight to our whole thing why we're here, which is how you guys met. So who goes first to tell their story of how and when you met? Still the other side. No, I will dictate. Aidah, go first. Aidah, go first.
All right. How
Yes.
did we meet? I went to UCU University in 2011, and that is where we basically met. I was in year one. He was in year two by then. So we meet in a choir called Chapel Choir, where we were ministering. Of course, we are Christians. We are born again Christians. We minister in church. We go to Thorncroft Chapel, Chapel, UCU, and one of the choirs that used to sing in services was Chapel Choir. And of course, I wanted to join Chapel Choir. I wanted to join and be a minister. So I find him there as an instrumentalist. He's a pianist, a very good instrumentalist and pianist. So yeah, that is where I saw him. That's where I saw him, and but there were I was just looking at him from a distance. I couldn't even ever think that anything would
Would
happen.
result in this
Yeah.
whole thing.
Yeah, but he had better plans for him. He had seen me from afar.
Okay, we will get to know how. Okay.
From afar. Yeah, but that's how we meet. And I remember the very first time I actually talked to him was at the end of our first semester, first year. I was in the DH, so we used to stay inside the hall, year one's freshers. I was in the DH and we were closing, we were taking our last breakfast in the semester, and he comes and asks for my number. And I'm wondering, I'd never actually talked to him, though we were in the same choir, but I'd never really noticed. So that day he comes and asks for my number. What does he want? Why does he want my number? For what? So anyway, I just gave him. And we went for our holidays. So during the holidays, he kept on calling, and I think at some point I got an issue with my phone. So I think we lost touch, but I didn't really give it attention. It was not on my mind. No.
But okay, when you were giving out your number, what was running in your mind? Were you just okay? Because you didn't even know why he wanted your number, but you gave it out. You were just being a Christian girl, just okay.
Because he was in choir. I was just seeing him in choir. Not talking to him, but he was in choir. So what came into my mind, I'm like, why is this guy asking in the first place? For what? What does he want with my number? So I just gave it. I was with a friend of mine. So I just gave it to him anyway. Anyway, that's where I stopped. I left, so he kept on calling during the holidays.
Okay, now pause from there. To you, Timothy, we will just begin from here. Why were you asking for Aidah's number? Just or there was something else somewhere behind that?
I asked for her number because I was interested in her. I wanted at some point in time. I hoped that we would date.
Oh, Manange, men are so serious. Like you already knew.
Yeah. Okay. Back previous to that, when I joined campus 2010, I told myself that I would only I gave myself a principle that I would only date when I'm in my third year. Now, it's not that I didn't want to date in my first year or there was a problem with me doing anything, but I just felt like when I get to third year at a university, I have pretty much studied someone, the environment, and I felt like third year I would be ready to do that.
Wow.
For some people, third year is an intense one. They assume, why would you get into a relationship when you're about to graduate? But for me, that's how I planned it. And so when I asked for her number, it was almost a year. It was just 1 year
to your third year.
Yeah.
Okay.
To third year. So by that time, I just wanted to be more intentional, build the friendship, keep talking to her frequently. Yeah, that's the whole reason why I asked for the number.
Oh, so you had looked at her during the rehearsals, whatever, and you felt like, wow, this is my choice, my number one choice, or
Yeah, okay, there were a bit mixed things. Initially being in choir for some time, and at campus relationships, one day someone is relating, the next day they are not. At some point, I actually told myself, no, I'm not going to date someone from choir. I think at that moment it's because one semester people were dating, the next semester they have broken up. So I told myself, I think it's better if I just keep it someone out of choir. But on several times, because of the things I do and the work, she always asked for help. Could you help me do this? Could you help me teach me this? I was doing computing, so
okay, Aidah.
so
Just, or was it just like, could you help me? Oh, you had.
Actually, that was, I think, after our holidays, and then we are back. Remember, we've been talking during the holidays, so I now know him a bit. And I know that he was good in IT. And he had a laptop. I did not have a laptop. So there's a course unit we were doing in that semester, and it needed IT things, IT skills, like designing things. I'd never used a laptop. I didn't know anything about IT. So, and I knew him, and I knew that, honestly speaking, this was not in my mind. But for him, he had, according to what he says. It was not in my mind. But for me, I just knew this guy has a laptop. And he's good in these things. In fact, that course unit I passed it because of him.
Oh.
I would come, read my coursework, and he does. Immediately I send to the lecturer. There's even a time the lecturer said,
Your lecturer is watching.
Aidah, you're always the first person to hand in work. Yeah, but like you go and design a certificate, go and design this. I didn't know those things. I didn't know those things. So I'll just come, he does, I send. So me, I just concentrated on the exam. But the coursework, he really is the one who did it for me. And for me, that was it. But of course, the way we kept on, the more you keep with someone around you, you now start, along the way, you now start feeling differently around them, and you now start enjoying their company, that even when another person can help, you want to go.
Okay. Wow. Wow, I enjoy this story, but a bit of coursework and everything. Hope your lecturer is not going to look for you after this. So now, Timothy, what really attracted you? She was in choir. You were at some point you felt like, no, not from choir, but here she is. What really attracted you about? What really attracted you to Aidah?
Just a few things. One of them is the way she presented herself. She was always quiet, looked more focused, always quiet, and looked focused more on the things whenever they would ask anything. And she loved praying a lot. So in me, I didn't want to, not to judge anyway, but I felt like it wouldn't be easier for me to be with someone who was overly jumpy, overly talkative. So at that point, she was quiet, humble. She, they usually trends at campus of this is the thing we're doing now. Every girl wants to put on this, every girl wants to do this. Each time I looked at her, it seemed like she had her own life she was leading, of not influenced by the girls are doing this, let's do this, let me do this.
Like she wasn't jumping on the
trend.
train.
So looking at her leading her life the way she did, I decided that this is the person I want to befriend.
Oh.
Yeah.
But now, Timothy, you didn't want someone who was talkative and jumpy. Why? Is it because you were talkative or what?
No, personally, I am a quiet person.
So you wanted a fellow quiet person?
No, by saying jumpy is, you see, because of how I do my work, I don't like, I just didn't want someone who is over on my back, say, asking this, asking the other, asking. Though when I get to know you, if I get to know you, you realize that I'm actually not very quiet.
Oh.
But to people around, I tend to usually just keep quiet because I want to study the environment, study people, then I can speak.
Okay. Okay. Wow. So Aidah, are you still that quiet? Oh, Banange, you don't look like you're that quiet.
I
You don't look like you don't. You don't look like you're still quiet. What happened?
No. Actually, I think yes. Growing up as that person, as humble, reserved, but I don't think naturally I'm a quiet person. I don't think maybe it was the situations around then, maybe the way I grew up, maybe the environment that made me that way at that point. The praying bit, yes, I'm still prayerful. I'm still a Christian, but the talkative part of it, I think actually when I met him, I started talking more. I think he's the one who switched on the button of talking in me.
God knew it that at one point.
Yes, but I think naturally I'm not a quiet person.
Yeah, I
Probably
can see.
there were situations around at that time. Maybe the way you grow up, the environment, maybe that is what made me that way. But after the moment I met him, even when he was when just boyfriend, I felt like I'd gotten someone that I am free with, someone that I would come and talk to, someone that I would come and pour maybe my sorrows, my pain. Yes, so I started opening up a bit. And now marriage, he actually always says that I changed when I got married. But I think I became the person I am
Like
supposed to be. Because
he
I
helped you
think,
discover
yes,
yourself
I
and
love
come out of your
I
shell.
love the current Aidah today compared to the one that
Okay. Now I'll pose the question to Timothy. Do you like the old Aidah or the current one?
There's something that came to my mind before I answer that. I think it's Bishop T.D. Jakes. There's somewhere in the marriage series where he says, when you're dating, it's like you're meeting the representative. When you get married, you officially meet the person who has been represented.
Yeah.
Now, not in a bad way, by the way.
Yes, of course.
One of the reasons why I said I didn't want. Okay, the home I grew up from, we were mostly boys at home. My sisters were older, so they wouldn't be home much time, and so overly talk. She would ask for this, ask for the other. Have you done this? So there's a time we'd plan and say, let's do every work, and we even have a check mark and say we've covered everything. But at some point, when mom just arrives like this, she would say this, she would say the other. By the coincidentally, my mom is also called Aidah.
Oh, wow.
So in me, I said, you know what? I think I want to be with someone who is not like mom. Not that it was a bad thing, but at some point I felt like I just want to have mom back home. Don't say anything. We just talk softly. Yeah, but she changed. So by the way, her family, when we were getting married later on, they were talking those things of, as a very quiet girl, humble girl. I was like,
no.
you guys have no idea.
Like, no.
So, like she said, maybe it was the situation, it was and I realized along the way that she was actually not quiet.
Yeah, she said it. She said Bill.
But by that time, we were already invested into ourselves, relating and that. I'm like, that is something we can work with.
Yeah.
But again, he's a quiet person.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's why I posed that question. Yeah, exactly. That's actually why I asked that question. Like a quiet person in a house with a quiet person, like,
God
that was actually going to be boring. Like,
God knew.
We are sisters. Let us talk. Anyways, I really, really love this show. Now to you, Aidah. What really, 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 really attracted you to Timothy? What did you like about Timothy? The IT thing aside, like, why Timothy?
Now, growing up, I prayed, I think it was around senior 5, when someone, I think at school in scripture talked to us about praying for the men you want to marry. And me being a Christian, I prayed for a man who knew God. Who knew God? Like who knew God? Because I knew a man who knows God, there are certain things he's not going to do.
Exactly.
And you believe the same. You have the same principles. Yeah. So not that I hadn't met men before him who knew God, but the moment I met him, there is a way I felt at peace around him. Like I can't say that at that time because by that he was in a campus boy. He was staying in a hall. I was staying in a hall. Like there was nothing much really that I can point to of it is because of this and this and the other that I really love. But there's a way I felt at peace around him, regardless of whatever we were going through at that time, regardless of how he was at that time. Because if you're to see our pictures then, I think you can understand how, what I'm talking about. Then there's those trousers he used to put on, and I'm like, but why am I with this person exactly?
Like what trousers were those?
Like some faded trousers.
You know how was
Campus
fashion?
boys.
Wasn't that
Campus
fashion,
boys
Timothy?
put on.
Was it
But
fashion or it was something?
I don't think. I think it was all he had at
Oh.
that moment.
I don't know. How could you?
But all he had. So I'm thinking, but all in all, I was at peace, and I felt like this is the person that I've been praying for. Like I just knew, but also I kept on praying, and God kept on speaking through dreams, through people,
Oh.
through people. Like I there's a time I was at work, and by that time I was up country, our branch in up country, and there's a driver. We had a driver that time. It was in the morning after we had had a meeting, and he stops me all of a sudden, and we were just relating. He hadn't even proposed, and he stopped me and said, "Aidah," he looked me in the eyes and said, "You are a very beautiful girl. You need a man who is humble." Like he described a man, and that man was Timothy.
Wow.
And this guy didn't know that I was even in a relationship. He didn't know that I was even planning to get married. He didn't know. But the man he described was my husband now.
Wow.
And for me, that was an answer. But he kept on speaking through so many things. And for me, I just got to know that this is the person. And of course, along the way, I got to know him better, his character. He's a good man, honestly. If you're to paint a picture of a good man, he's a good man. He's not perfect, just like I am not perfect, but he's a good man. And I don't regret marrying him. Even if I had to make another commitment today, I would still marry him.
Oh, Timothy, how do you feel? Here we go. That's things.
I'll
Just
still
like
marry him.
after 6 months.
After
6 years, sorry.
yes.
And 6 years, and she's still saying all those nice things about you. That's amazing. So, okay, like, still back to you, Timothy. Your wife here is saying, he's a good man, he's a good man. Like, is it because you pray so much? Like, after 6 years, she's still saying the same good things. How do you make it? I have my men watching out there. They really want to learn from you about this. Like, how do you make it?
But one of the things is when we got married, one of the things I told her was, you know what, I am not going to be this very fancy person. I'm an IT person. But I said I told her when we get married, I'm not going to be this very fancy person. Overly on this social media, you're seeing me here, you're seeing me there. Because I just felt like I needed now to work on this life that we had started. And having grown up in a home where we were supported, where we were loved, taken care of, I didn't see mom toil so much, breaking with things. That's the picture I had in me. So I said, you know what, I am going to be the very best I can. I might not have the finances all the time, but in any way I can support, I am going to. That's why I chose to. she works in Kampala. I work in Mukono. I'm closer to home. So I took that as an advantage. I here and there chip into the home, check on the kids, how are they doing. Actually, at some point, she felt like, you know what, you're overly concentrating on these people. Just because of what I was shown growing up, I felt like these guys need a lot of care, a lot of attention. And besides, partly I did all that because I know for someone who is waking up at 5:30, you head to town, jam of Kampala, you know what it takes, and coming back, it would be really very selfish for me to say, sit there and say, let me wait, and she comes and then I say, oh, I need this, I need this. Not that she can't do it, but I just chose to be a supporting husband.
Oh, I need to invite you on another show of parenting. Like, I am really enjoying this. Wow, thank you. Thank you. Now, you talked about social media, and that is something that I'm interested in. What's your take, both of you? What's your take on this whole thing of, posting your life on social media? Is it something that you would do as a couple? And if not, why? If yes, why?
I think to some extent, I think it's okay. And if it's not overly done, I think it's okay. Once in a while, maybe it's your anniversary, maybe it's your birthday, or even once in a while, they tell us about public affection. Maybe once in a while you want to post your person and talk about them. Because we post every day on our statuses, so why can't you do it for your person? But it shouldn't be too much. It shouldn't be too much. Just once in a while, chip in and it spices up the love.
Okay,
the
how
marriage.
too much is too much?
Maybe like every day or every week.
Yeah.
You're posting every week, on Facebook, on Twitter, like everywhere. No, but like once in a while, birthdays, anniversaries, or even like a random day, you feel like you're grateful, you want to appreciate your person, you appreciate them in private. But I think also in our marriage fellowships, they also teach us about public affection. You put your person out there and you appreciate them. I think it's a good thing. It shouldn't be too much.
Okay.
It shouldn't be too much, but once in a while, that's
Okay.
my take.
Well, what's your take, Timothy?
My take would be, it's not proper to, okay, we shouldn't let social media control us. Um, Post whatever you post, but let it not be, let it not control you so much, and you wake up one day and you say, by the way, you didn't post me yesterday. Oh, by the way, you didn't post me the other day. I know it's something that people post to show what their lives are up to, but I don't think every minute, like there are people who post everything daily, every second of what is happening in their homes, of what is going on.
Like
Personally,
their
for me,
lives are open books.
yeah. Personally, for me, I use it as a relaxing platform. I use it mostly for just fun, mostly for comedy. Once in a while, I post something that is really important for people to know. But most times, I'm a sports guy, so most times I'm just using it either trolling other clubs, other guys. Like I just post funny. I don't post so many very serious things. Say something has just happened and I'm quickly on posting. Yeah.
Wow, wow. I'm really, really liking this. Hope we are not attacking people out there. Those that really love to post, let them post.
Yeah. Those who want actually,
Yeah.
those who feel like it's their way of life, it's very okay.
Yeah.
But my goal is, my take would be, don't let it control you.
Exactly, exactly. Wow.
It's okay to post, don't let it control you.
Okay. Now, you were dating, and you were dating as Christians. What are some of the things did you put in place to keep yourselves holy as Christians?
We put boundaries, first of all. We had people to keep us accountable. We had people that we talk to, like we give accountability. This is how far we have gone, this is what we are doing, this is what we are planning. We plan to get married this day. So they would keep us accountable. But also the fellowships, we were in fellowships. I used to be in a ladies' fellowship, Yeah, I used to the youth ministry. I used to go to Church of the Resurrection. That is my church, original church. So we had different groups, different fellowship. Ministry, you're into ministry, it keeps you busy. And they keep on encouraging you, keep yourself pure, keep yourself pure, keep yourself pure. So we had to with God being a helper, of course, sometimes it can be. But also thinking about his background as a reverend son, or he couldn't like think of doing anything to damage his father's reputation. Yeah, as a reverend, like what would they say? A reverend son did what? So boundaries, having people you talk to, ministry, fellowships, yeah, they kept us going.
Okay. Now, okay, Timothy, you have something to say?
Um, one like she said, setting boundaries is important. But one other thing that I realized was having someone we were accountable to. She had someone she was accountable to, and like a married couple. And but this time round, there was a gentleman called Peter Kamese. So when she introduced me to him, the first time I met him, this guy was very serious. He asked me, "So Timothy, how are you? When do you want to marry Aidah?" I was like, "Okay, this one is a serious path. There's no time to mess around." So like he kept on, because of people who are holding you accountable, checking on you, what's going on, what's happening. It just kept us in check.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, I'm really, really loving this, but I also have to ask this. Now, you are married for 6 years. Now, looking back, what are some of the things that you thought marriage was? And now, 6 years down the road, you have proved yourselves right or you've proved yourselves wrong. I see this as exciting. Yeah.
First of all, marriage is a good thing. Honestly, I wouldn't prefer any. It's a good thing, and I would encourage young ladies out there to look towards the marriage. But it's not. They always say it's not a bed of roses. It is not for boys and girls. If you're not ready to mature up, if you're not ready to level up, you will be forced, or else you will just quit. Otherwise, it is doable, but there are ups and downs because you're two adults. You're meeting from different. Now, free. I'm from the west. He's from the east. They have a way. Even our backgrounds are different. We grew up from totally different backgrounds, and we had different perspectives about life. And to bring that in harmony, it is not easy. You will conflict, but the more you conflict, the more you get better. When you go beyond this conflict, you become stronger. When another conflict comes, and you
I
go
like
through it,
this.
you become stronger.
Yeah.
So for me, I think it's just like life. It's just like life. Only that one thing that I had in mind. I think it was unfair of me though, because I grew up in not in that Christian family like he was. So me, I thought getting married to a reverend son, like I've arrived. There are things
Timothy, did you just hear that? Okay. Wow.
like I've arrived. Like he has to be better. He has to do
Like
better.
that was a prayer answered.
Yeah, it is a prayer answered. There are things he's not going to do.
Exactly.
As in, like I had that level of, in terms of spiritual things. Because for me, I wanted to get married to a spiritual man. I wanted to get married to a man from a spiritual family.
Yes.
And like, God gave me a reverence home.
Amen.
So I'm like, God, you have answered and I've arrived. So I don't expect certain things to happen. So I thought he was as if an angel or something like that, which was so unfair of me to think because I'm also not. Even the Bible says no one is perfect. So he can't be an angel. He will make mistakes. He will fall. He will do the other. But because of that high standard that I had put him on, I think, looking back, I think I was also not fair. Because there's no one who, anyone can fall. Even can make a mistake. Anyone can make a mistake, just like I can make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because even a pastor can fall. So it is just God that makes a difference in us. Yeah. So for me, I think that is one expectation expectation that I had, which was not really fair. But otherwise, marriage is a good thing, and it's like life. Life is full of ups and downs. At some point you're laughing, at some point you're crying. You will conflict because you're two adults and you know things differently. Like I said, he's from a Christian background. My background is not that Christian. So there's a way we were looking at things. Yeah, and he grew up in a very, you know, a family order. Mm? Father, mother, children, prayer, which was not the case for me. So you will definitely conflict. But what matters is, at the end of the day, do you come back to the real point and sort it and then move forward? Tips, the friends. We have some friends. I personally have those friends that I talk to. The friends that I know that they have good, they mean good for me and good for my marriage. Not everyone. Not everyone. The people that I know that are going to be a blessing to us.
Wow. Wow. Thank you, Timothy. Please give us your take on that, and then we will close.
My take is 6 years ago, just two things. I, I got married knowing or having it in mind that marriage is fun. And yeah, it is. Marriage is fun. But on top of that, it's work. Yeah,
Like serious work.
yeah, that is the bit I didn't really concentrate so much on. But 6 years down the road, I realized marriage is work. And so by work, I mean you have to be intentional for things to happen. If you just sit back, certain things cannot happen. And so you have to be patient with each other and make it work. Yeah, that's the biggest thing for me. Because, well, I have this bit of me that I usually assume that people should know what to do. So
No.
it is something I'm trying to let go of. But when I know you know something that is supposed to be done, by that I won't tell you. I can just sit back and wait for you to do the thing. Then if you do it the other way around, then we have to get you to talk. But I'm not someone who overly says, oh, by the way, you have to. Maybe because I usually don't talk so much. So that bit is what taught me that, you know what, marriage is work. If you want something to happen, you have to say it. You have to go out of the way to make things work. Otherwise, it's not just all roses that you're going to have it fun all through. There are times that are going to be tough.
Exactly.
And those are the times that I call it's work. Yeah, that's my take.
Wow, I really, really love this. I think you're already qualified marriage counselors. Like, you know everything. Just 6 years, but you know all this. Wow, well done. Please give us your parting shots and we close.
Um, I, 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 I want to thank God, first of all, for the far that He has brought us. And I want to encourage the young women out there to look forward to marriage because there's a lot going on. There's a lot that is being said about marriage, which is not true. I believe that marriage can be done and you can enjoy your marriage. I've seen people that have enjoyed their marriages and they are old. I have seen men who have been faithful to their wives. But the word that goes on is all men are the same. All men are dogs. There's no man out there who is faithful. Yeah, but we should not let, as Christians, we shouldn't let such take over. Because we have God, we fight in our knees. Yes, those temptations are there, and they have happened, by the way. Even in Christian homes, they have happened. But I know, and I know that it is also possible to be faithful to your partner. Yeah, if you fall, yes, you can fall, but you can also rise. But also, I know that it is possible to have a good marriage, a Christian marriage, and you enjoy it. But like we have said, it is work. You're not going to sit and you think things will, work for themselves. I mean, we improve ourselves. We go to school, we study, we want to go further in our studies, but somehow we keep the marriage behind. We think the marriage will work on itself. The marriage also has to go for, as we go forward in other things, the marriage also has to go forward. So it is work, it is teamwork, it is friendship. You have to be friends, and yeah, it can be done. It can be done.
Wow. Thank you. Timothy, your parting shots?
My parting shot is to anyone that wants to get married, they should know that marriage is teamwork. This whole bit of I am the man, let me sit back and let her work, it breaks. Either way, or the lady saying he's the man, he has to provide. Well, that's the job, but it's important to support each other. So for anyone that is looking forward to get married, please know that marriage is teamwork. Look forward to supporting each other. And for the men, just make it intentional to be involved in the lives of your children. Just be there. One of the notions that I wanted to change is this whole bit. I grew up listening. Each time they would say anything they want to know about children, please ask their mother, please ask their mother. So for me, I said, you know what, when I get married, I want it to be the other way around. Not in a bad way, but I just wanted to make it a point that let me be the yardstick for my children. Let me be there for them to ask anything. And somehow, you see, our firstborn is 5 years. The second-born is 3. Esther. Ethan is 5. Then Eliana is coming to 5 months. But one thing that when she's at home, sometimes she buys toy cars and things for the kids at home. So they play and then they break them. And then it's broken. And then she was surprised one day. Ethan told her, "No, mommy, it's okay. Daddy will fix it."
Ah, wow.
So it's important. My last word is it's important for the fathers. Let's be involved in the lives of the children, of our children, and let's support. It's important to support your wife. Life becomes easier. You know you're looking forward to having this fun, but the person you're looking forward to have fun with is tired, is overwhelmed with work. So let's be intentional to support and take off some work from their shoulders. When you support each other, you're able to make the Lord work.
Wow, wow. You guys need to take yourselves out on how we met money. Anyways, hope my producer will give you the money because I've really enjoyed the show. I've appreciated you so very much.
Thank
Guys,
you for
you're
having
doing
us.
so great. Wow. Take your husband out. Appreciate him. And also Timothy, take your wife out. Appreciate her. You guys are doing so well.
Thank
To
you.
you, the lovers of How We Met, we love you so much. I must say thank you for loving Church of Uganda Family TV, and thank you for loving How We Met and me, your world's favorite host. It is a good evening. See you again next Sunday, same time, same place, same person. I love you. Bye.